Let's check out these cinematic text effects in CapCut. And this one I'm going to show you how to put text behind a person in CapCut. Now before I move into the main part of the video, if you want to elevate these transitions to the next level and make your video stand out, I recommend adding a background track and sound effects. And what this will do is really elevate the video and make these transitions pop. Now where do you get your background sounds from and the sound effects? That is where Epidemic Sound will step in. There's no need to worry about copyright claims and getting your videos taken down or anything like that with Epidemic Sound. There's a link in the description below. It's well worth checking them out if you want to take your video production to the next level. So let's get back into the main video. Now this is relatively easy. All you need to do is drag the clip you want to put the text behind onto your timeline. Then come up to the top here and select text. And let's select this default text here. We can type what we want here in the box. Let's type yoga. We can choose a different font here. Let's choose this one here. Let's drag it on the player to make the font bigger. Now, what you want to do is come back up to the media and drag the same clip again into the timeline. As you can see, it covers up the yoga. If, for any reason, your text won't go in the middle here, what you can do, you can right click both the top clip and the text and then select Create Compound Clip. However, if you don't want to keep doing that, you can come up to the CapCut here, go into the CapCut settings, then within the settings select Edit and make sure Free Layer is turned on. Free Layer is turned on by default when a new project is created. You want to make sure this is turned on, and this will allow you to set up how I have it up like this without having to make a compound clip. So now, once that's all set up, you want to select the top clip here, and then we want to come to the right hand side, then we want to select video and then cutout. Then come to auto cutout. Now depending on the size of the clip and the complexity of it will determine how long this takes. My clip is only very small, so it's done relatively quickly, and now because it's cut the person out, you can now see the text. Now if we play it, you can see the text is behind the person. Let's extend the text to the whole of the clip. Now if you're not happy with any of the text, you can still adjust it at any stage, change the colour or anything like that. Let's leave it white for this instance. There you go. That's how to put text behind a person in CapCut. And in this one I'm going to show you how to do a split screen text effect, which is perfect for a YouTube intro. So first things first, let's go into the library here on the left within media and look for the black video. This is usually trending. If it's not, just search for black video in the search box. Then let's head to the text and drag any text onto the timeline, extend it for the full length of the clip, and let's type something into the text box here. Let's keep it simple and call it split for now. You can change the font, you can adjust the size, so I'll leave it like that. Then you want to highlight both clips once you're happy with everything, right click and select Create Compound Clip. Now we need to come up to media and we want to go to the local, as this is where our media is that we want to create the effect on. Then we want to drag the clip onto our timeline and adjust it to the same length of the compound clip we've just made. Now we want to highlight the compound clip, head up to the right hand side, video basic, then come down to blend, and then we want to select the drop down here for mode and select multiply. And now with that selected, we can see our media through the text. Now what you want to do is you want to right click on this compound clip, copy it, and then right click and paste it. With the second clip pasted, you want to highlight that clip and come to the right hand side and select hide track. Now we want to select the first compound clip, then head up to the right hand side and select mask. And we want horizontal. Now we want to move the playhead to where we want the split to appear. So we'll move it to around here. Then we want to come to the right hand side within the mask and press the add keyframe button here. Then move it along to where we want it to go off the page. Then drag the mask off the screen, revealing the whole of the media. You don't need to press the add keyframe again because this is automatically done for you. Now, with that done, we can just have a quick look. See, that looks okay for now. So now let's unhide the second compound clip. We want to move the playhead to where the first keyframe was on the first clip. Again, highlight it, come up to the top, masks, horizontal, and this time you want to spin the clip 180 degrees. We want to add a keyframe. Now select the first compound clip again, move it to where the second keyframe was added. Now select the compound clip which we added second, move the mask off the screen as we did before. The keyframe will automatically be added. Now if you watch that, there you go, perfect. You can make adjustments to the keyframes if you want that split to be a little longer. It's a little more tricky doing it this way, however, it is achievable. So that's how to do the split screen text effect on CapCut. And now I'm going to show you how to do the zoom through text effect in CapCut. This is perfect for intros or anything like that. So first things first, let's head to the top bar here and select text and drag any text into the timeline. Let's just keep it simple and type joy. Now you want to select your font and your font size. Now I recommend keeping it relatively small like this, as this will be the start of your zoom effect. Once you're happy, bring the playhead to the start of the text, then come down to position and scale, press a keyframe, then bring the playhead to the end of the text. Now adjust the scale to 500. The keyframe will automatically be added. Now if you look at that, it zooms right out like that. Now what you need to do is export this to a file. So let's export it by coming up to the top right hand corner and selecting export, and then export again. Now we'll put this file into our CapCut again, what we've just exported. We can delete that off our timeline, the original text, and drag the exported file onto the timeline. Then the media we want to add the fly through effect in. Make sure the text is on the top, so drag it to the top here like that. Highlight the text media on the top, come over to the right hand side, select video, basic, then select the blend, and then you want the mode drop down. Then you want to select multiply. Then when we press play, as you can see, you can see the zoom through text works okay, but we can perfect it to make it look even better. Adjust the bottom media so the person or whichever you want the text through to appear looks a little better. So I'll adjust it so the lady stays within the O of joy. So I think that position is okay. But how can we make it look a little better? Because it just flicks off at the end. So highlight the top text media, what we made earlier on. Come up to the top to animation. Then select out. And you want to search for zoom in. And then press this. That'll be added to the end of that text. So now when we play it, much better with that little animation added to the end. So that's how to do the zoom through text in CapCut. Perfect for intros or transitions. And in this one, I'm going to show you how to reveal text as you walk in CapCut. Now, you may think this is difficult. However, with CapCut, it's super simple. So, let's add the media of this young lady walking. Then, let's go up to the top, select text. Let's add our text here. I've just got a walking saying. Let's change the font size, the font style, and everything else you want to change about the font. Then let's drag the font the whole length of our clip. Now let's drag this saying just off the screen here. Then come down to the right hand side, select position and size from basic. Let's add a keyframe. Now keep in mind you want to remember the Y position, and this will keep it straight. It doesn't matter about the position X, just the Y position. Then let's move the playhead towards the end of the clip. Now let's drag that saying, what we want to reveal, all the way to the right till it's off screen like that. And we need to remember that Y position, which was a minus 165, so let's add that. Now that makes the position nice and straight. So if we play that, you can see the saying comes across the screen. However, it's not behind the lady. So let's add the same clip above the text. Then let's highlight it. Then come over to the right hand side. Select mask. Select horizontal mask. And then the great thing about this, you can adjust the position and the angle. So let's keep it like that as the lady is slightly tilting forward. Let's add the first keyframe here at the very start. Then you want to play the clip on and then adjust the mask. So the mask is always in the middle of the young lady, like this. Keep playing it on, adjusting the mask. You can adjust the position and the angle. So let's just keep doing that, adjusting the position and the angle slightly every now and again until we get to the end of the clip. I'll speed this process up. I'm sure you get that by now. So once we've done that and added all the keyframes, this looks pretty good. But let's take it a step further to make it look even better. Highlight the top clip we've just added the keyframes and the text. Right click, then select Create Compound Clip. Let's add the same clip again to our media. Now let's highlight that clip we've just added. Come up to the right hand side, select Cutout, then Auto Cutout. This may take some time if you have a bigger clip. Mine is pretty small, so it's been quite quick. Now let's play the clip. Now I think you'd agree that that final step makes the reveal text much better. So that's how to reveal text as you walk in CapCut. And now I'll show you how to do a text animation with changing colour in CapCut. First things first, let's head to the media, then come down to the library and then background. And let's look for the coloured background. I'll use this orange here. Let's drag it onto our timeline. Now we want to come into the text at the very top here and drag any text into our timeline. And let's extend it to the full length. And let's just type out text swipe to keep it simple. Then you want to make any font adjustments and size adjustments. And once you're happy, the next step is to highlight the solid colour, copy it and move it to the side here. Now what you want to do is make this much smaller. We can do it with the scale and drag it off the screen. Now if you do have a colour palette or a picture of a colour, then you can drag this onto the timeline. However, I'm showing you what to do if you don't have a colour in a picture or a video. So come down to canvas at the very bottom, then select a colour. This is the colour what will do the swipe effect. So I'll go with this like turquoise colour here. Then once you've got a colour that you want to swipe across your text and your text to change into, right click it and select Create Compound Clip. Now let's drag this to the top of our timeline. Let's highlight it, then come over to the right hand side, Video, Mask, then let's select the rectangle mask and let's make this into like a little square, so this will swipe across the screen, changing our colour of our text. So let's adjust this to the left hand side. You want it slightly bigger than the text it's covering. So let's fiddle about with that. Then once you're happy with that start position, move the playhead along a few seconds, add a keyframe within the mask. Then let's move the playhead along slightly and let's grab that little turquoise box what we've just made and put it at the end of the text we want to colour. As you can see, when you play the clip, that turquoise little box will swipe across our text. So now we move on to the next stage. Let's copy the text and paste it. Then let's move it to the top of our timeline. And what we want to do with this text is change the colour so it's the same colour of that turquoise. So let's select the turquoise here. So now that's the same as that little box. Now this is where the trick comes in. Highlight that text, right click, Create Compound Clip. So now with the compound clip, and that's the coloured text, you want to go Video, Mask and Rectangle. And want to move it right to the left here. So we're over that little square box what will swipe across our text. So once we've got it to the start of that box, highlight the compound clip, what has our animated swipe on, and take it to the start. Now highlight the second compound clip and move the playhead to the first keyframe. Now highlight the top compound clip again and add a keyframe. Then highlight the second compound clip and move to the second keyframe. Again, highlight the top compound clip, adjust the mask so it covers the whole of the text. Now when we play, as you can see, the text swipes across and changes colour. Perfect. So that's how to do text animation with changing colour in CapCut. And now I'll show you how to do the typograph face on CapCut. Now if you want your videos to stand out, this will really do it. So the first thing to do is come up to text, then let's drag any text box onto the timeline. Now I'm going to do a soccer theme, so I'll type soccer. Then we want to copy the text and paste it onto our timeline. Now we want to change the words and also the size, and you want to repeat this until you get a long load of words. So I'll speed this process up, and once you've got a full line like that, I'll just keep it basic for this tutorial. You want to highlight all the words that you've created, right click and select Create Compound Clip. Then on the compound clip you want to copy it and paste it onto your timeline, and now you can readjust the size and move it around the timeline, and you want to get a whole host of different size clips, and you just want to copy and paste the compound clip and keep making a large collection of words. Now I'm happy with that. Granted, this really could be better, but let's move on to the next step. Come up to media, then drag your media onto the timeline. Now I'm going to get this guy's face much bigger on the screen, so I'll edit it down so his face is better on screen like that. Then we want to highlight our media, come to the right hand side, video basic, then down to blend, select the drop down in mode, and then select multiply, and there you go. At any stage you can adjust the media so the typograph face looks better. Also, if you want it to really stand out, come over to adjustments and change the brightness, the whites and things like that, and it will really make the typograph face stand out. So that's how to do the typograph face on CapCut. And now I'm going to show you how to do a text passing through the forest text transition. Now you can do this with anything. However, I'm just showing you here with a forest, which looks absolutely brilliant and will look absolutely brilliant on, let's say, a seaside or anything like that. So first things first, let's go to the text here on the top and select any text and drag it onto our timeline. I'm just going to type forest as we're using a forest to keep it simple. And now you want to change the font style and the colour or anything like that. So I think this is perfect. Then you want to extend the font length to around 16 to 17 seconds. Then we want to add an animation to it. So come up to the top right hand corner here, select animation, and you want the flipping animation on the in, and you want to extend it to around 7 seconds. So once we've done all that, what you need to do is export this file. So I'll export it and then re-import it to this project. So once we've done that, we can drag it onto our timeline and we can delete that text we just created. Now we want to add our forest. So let's drag that onto the timeline and make sure it's underneath our text animation. Let's select the text animation once we have that set up. Come to the right hand side, video basic, then come down to blend and drop down mode and select multiply. And now you'll be able to see the forest through that text effect, as you can see. Now we're going to get an effect by using the mask. So first things first, come to the start of the video clip, come up to video mask, select mirror mask, and make the mirror mask the full length of the screen. So it's covering all of the screen like that. Then add a keyframe, move the playhead along around 4 seconds, move the playhead along around 4 seconds, add a second mask, again move the playhead along around 4 seconds, add a mask, and drag out the feather here. Now you can see the start of the effect. Once we've done that, once you've done the feather, now close the mask completely. Now let's move the playhead on around 4 seconds. Let's go to basic, then come down to opacity, add a keyframe, then move the playhead to the end of the video clip, then come back down to opacity and drag it to 0. And let's have a look what we've got at the moment. Now to make this stand out even more, let's add an animation. So let's come up to the top right hand corner, animation, and let's look for this rollout 1. And let's extend it to around 5 seconds. And now let's look at that. Perfect. Just what we was after. So that's how to do a text passing through the forest text transition. Now let's show you how to create a cinematic text reveal in CapCut. This is great for intros or anything like that for your YouTube videos. So first things first, what we need to do is come to the top here and select text and drag any text file onto your timeline. And let's keep this simple and just write text. Let's change the colour and make font adjustments and font size adjustments. Then we want to drag the length of the text to around 6 to 7 seconds. Then we want to right click and select Create Compound Clip. Now, this is where the magic starts to happen. Come to the start of the clip, come up to the top right hand corner, select Video, then Mask. Then we want to select Mirror. We want to adjust the angle here. Around 70 should be perfect. Close the gap slightly. And then feather like this. You can make it bigger or smaller, but I reckon you only want to see 1 or 2 of the words at most. You can always come back and adjust this at any stage, but we'll leave it like that. Now once you've done that, what you need to do is move the mask so it's off all the text and you can't see any text. We'll move it to the left. You can move it to the right if you wish. Then we want to come down and select Position and add a keyframe and Size. Now you want to move the playhead along around a second. Move it to the opposite side. Then add a keyframe to the position and size. Move the playhead along around a second again. Move it to the opposite side again. Add a keyframe once again to the position and size. Move the playhead once again along around a second. Move the mask to the middle of the screen like this. Once again, add a keyframe to position and size. Move the playhead for the last time along around a second. Then open the mask fully, so all the text is revealed. Add a keyframe to that position. And now when we play it, this is what we get. Absolutely brilliant. That is a brilliant cinematic text reveal. So that's how to create a cinematic text reveal in CapCut. How did you find them text effects? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget, smash the like, smash the subscribe if you want to see many more CapCut tutorials like this one.